Good morning, boys and girls. Welcome to another day of kindergarten with Mrs. R. I hope you are ready to start learning this morning. So let's go ahead and take a look at the letter that we are going to be learning this morning. It is the letter B. And B says B, B. That's right. Let's go ahead and take a look at some other words that make the B sound. Okay? Box. Bag, bib, bed, boat, baby, let's speed these up a little bit, bee, and bird. So lots of words that have the B sound in them, but I'm sure that you could think of a lot more. Okay, so let me go ahead and pull these off to the side, and let's review some of the letters that we've done so far. All right, let's take a look here. Letter U says as in umbrella. L says as in ladybug. M says as in money. N says as in necklace. S says as in sun. T says as in teapot. R says as in rainbow. D says as in dinosaur. O says aw as in octopus. G says g as in gum. F says f as in fan. A says a as in apple. And C says k as in cat. We are also learning a new sight word today. Okay, and our new sight word for today is the word you. Like as in I like you. Y-O-U spells you. Not the letter U, but like in the sentence, I like you, this is the word we would use. At, a, and, me, is, to. And this is not the number 2. This is like I'm going to the store. We, like, the, see, and this isn't the letter C. This is as in I see you. Okay? Can, my, I, and no. So there are some of the words that we have learned so far this year. All right, so the next thing you're going to need to do is get your kindergarten binder out, okay? Get your kindergarten binder, and you're going to also need your Play-Doh and your dry erase marker and eraser, and also some extra dry erase markers too for colors for when you do your rainbow writing, okay? So let's go ahead and open and start how we always begin, by writing our name. So go ahead and turn to that page. Oh, Mrs. R needs to clean this off. It's getting kind of yucky, huh? Yeah, I'll have to clean that off. I'm going to clean it off next. All right, so let's go ahead and practice our name. We're going to write our name 4 times, and then you're going to go ahead and erase after you're done. Now, if you aren't done when Mrs. R gets done, that's okay. You can just push pause, and then when you're finished, then you can push play again, and then come join me, and we can continue on with the lesson. That is the super cool thing about having lessons done this way, is that you can go at your own speed, and then you can just come back to the lesson and push play, and here I am, and waiting for you, and ready to go, okay? All right, so I am all done writing my name, so I'm gonna go ahead and erase. Now, if you're not done, that's okay. Just push pause, and then when you're all finished, then you can come back, and you can come join me, okay? All right, so now we're gonna turn the page, and we're gonna go to the alphabet, and we're going to look for the letter B, the letter B. So I found my page with the letter B, so you need to find yours, okay? And if it takes you a minute to find it, just push pause until you find it. All right, So the capital letter B is much like some of the letters we've been doing, and where it has a number 1 at the beginning. So you write it 1 and go from the top to the bottom, and then a bump and a bump. Number 1, a bump and a bump, a number 1, a bump and a bump, a number 1, a bump and a bump. Okay? Same thing down here. Write a number 1 with a bump and a bump, a number 1 with a bump and a bump, a number 1 with a bump and a bump, and a number 1 with a bump and a bump. Just like that. Okay? And then we're going to make our Play-Doh letter. I'm going to go ahead and get our Play-Doh out. And I'm going to make a big Play-Doh snake. And all right. So here is my first part right there. And then I'm going to make my second line, my first line with the bump, and then make my second bump. Like that. There we go. And now all I need to do is trace it with my fingers. Start at the top and go down to the bottom and make a bump and a bump, just like that. Okay. All right, so go ahead and erase your board if you're done. If you're not done, push pause and then come join me when you're finished. Okay, we're going to turn the page over and we're going to do the lowercase b. Lowercase b is a lot like the capital B, except we don't have the top bump on it, okay? So we start at the top and go down like a number 1, and then we just do the bottom bump. Now the bottom bump touches the middle to the bottom, okay? So that's the only thing you have to remember. It touches the middle line, and then it bumps the bottom line, okay? Just like this. And there we go. Actually, this one's a little bit too skinny, these two. I'm gonna fix those, because you know we always want to try our best, and I knew that wasn't my best. So I'm gonna try and make this a little bit more round. There we go. All right, so again, we put the number 1 down, but this time we only need 1 bump, right? We don't need the top part. We don't need that top bump. So we're gonna snake. Nice and big, and then just like that. Okay, go down and then go back up. Oops, go down and go back up and around. So we go down and back up and around, just like that. Okay. All right, so if you're not done, you go ahead and press pause, and then you can join me when you are ready to move on to the next part. Okay, so we're going to go to the letter search page next, and we need to find the letter B. So I found my letter B. So you guys go ahead and find that page, and if you need a minute, then just, you know what to do, press pause, right? Okay, so we're going to look for the letter B. So in this box, it tells you what letter you're looking for. So then you're going to look with your eagle eyes. So I'm going to go through, so everywhere I see capital letter B. Sometimes Mrs. R put a lot in here, and sometimes I put hardly any. So I'm going to count them in my brain. Okay, I see 9. So if you have not found 9, then you go ahead and keep looking with your eagle eyes until you've counted 9 of the letters in the letter search, okay? All right, so I know there's 9. This is what I was going to erase. And if you haven't found all 9 yet, just press pause. Okay, so we're going to go to the next section, which is the word of the day. And you're going to need, for these next 2 sections, you're going to need your high frequency word card that says you, Y-O-U. So you need to go ahead and find that, okay? And if you haven't found it yet, then go ahead and press pause. And you're also going to need your magnetic letters, so go ahead and pull those out too. All right, so taking a look at the word you, Y-O-U spells you. So I've got some markers to rainbow write. So first letter is Y. Second letter is O. And the last letter is U. Y-O-U. And now I need to build it. This is going to take a lot of worms, you guys. Okay. I'm going to have to make a lot of worms here. All right. So, take a lot of worms. So, Y, so stick like that. So sometimes you'll see the Y's will be straight like that, and sometimes they'll have a monkey tail, so you can do them either way. It's fine. And then make my O. That was an easy one, the letter O. And then I need to make my final worm for my letter U. I think I'm going to need a little bit more Play-Doh for this one, so I'm going to chop a little bit more here. All right. So stick there. Okay. So that. All right. So let's go ahead and trace it with our fingers. So we go down and around and make the stick, or you can make it straight and then make a straight line here too. Around for the O, and then down, up and around, and down for the lowercase y. Okay. Again, if you're not done, well, you know what you need to do. Push pause, right? Okay. Let's turn the page, and we're going to go to our high frequency words list. And of course, this pocket is where all the words that you know go in. These little cards, when you know them, you can slide them inside of there. And then the ones that you're still working on, slide inside of here, and then you get to practice them throughout the week. All right, so let's go ahead and put that there, and we're going to say it, and this is the word U. Let's spell it. Y-O-U spells you, and we're going to write it now. And I'll write it both ways with the two different kinds of U, because sometimes people like to make a straight U like that. So the line down that starts in the middle, and then comes from the middle to the bottom. And then middle line to the bottom line with the O. And then our lowercase u. Okay, now, sometimes people make them rounded like that. Okay, and you can do it that way too. It's like a U, the letter U here, except you don't go back out. You make a monkey tail. And then the O from the middle to bottom line, middle to bottom up, and like that. So you can write it either way. Whichever way is easiest for you is fine. Okay? So I'm going to erase that. Turn the page. And we're going to say it again. U, and let's spell it. Y-O-U spells you. And then we're going to build it with letters. So you would find your letters, your magnetic letters, and build it here. Okay, so go ahead and do that now. Go ahead and press pause and go ahead and build your word. All right, so we're going to go to the last page and we're going to say it, you, and spell it. Y-O-U spells you. Build it one last time with Play-Doh. Okay, so let's go ahead and make our snakes. You know what to do, right? You know what to do. I bet you guys could do these lessons all by yourself now, huh? After you know what the words are, you guys know that you have to write your name and then you do the word search and all that fun stuff, huh? You guys know how to do this now. I bet you could say, Mom, I think I know how to do this now. So I'm just going to watch my lesson and do it. I've got this. And then eventually, someday when you guys are back in the classroom with Mrs. R, I'm just going to tell you, get out your kindergarten binders, because you know what to do now. And then I would tell you the new word of the day, and the new letter, and I would let you practice all by yourself because I would say, you know what, you guys know what to do now. You should know what to do. Because you've been practicing for so long, you could do it all by yourself. Just get out your tools that you need. You can work on that, huh? You could. I have total faith in you. You are super smart and know how to do this. All right, so let's make my lowercase u. And this expert Play-Doh one maker. Okay, so let's see here. What's happening? Let me do it. All right, so add all this last little part here for the stick of the U. There we go. Let's go ahead and trace it. Okay, so go down and around and add that little stick on the side. Around for an O and the U. All right. So go ahead and finish that up. And if you need some more time, push pause. All right, so we're going to go ahead and close our notebooks. And you're going to go ahead and get out your backpack there, listening and writing workbook. And we are going to do the letter B, which is the first page. How easy is that? You didn't even have to do a whole lot. Just open up the book. Okay, so we've got a picture of a ball, a boy, a bike, and bear, of course. Okay, so we're going to read these sentences. So get your pointer finger up and let's do this together. Ready? Point, and let's read. B is for ball. B is for boy. B is for bike. B is for bear. Okay, do you guys remember what this mark is called? It's called a period. That's right, a period. So a period tells the reader that that's the end of your thought or to stop. Okay, so let's go ahead and get your pencil. You're gonna need your pencil and your eraser. We're gonna write some letter B's. This should be so easy for you because we just practiced doing them, right? Okay, so we're gonna start at the top line and go all the way down to the bottom and make a bump to the middle and a bump to the bottom, just like that. Make a number one from top to bottom, lift your pencil and go back up to the top and make a bump to the middle and then a bump to the bottom. Make a number one, bump, bump, number one, bump, bump, number one, bump to the middle, bump to the bottom. Number one, bump to the middle, bump to the bottom. Number one, bump, bump. Number one, bump, bump. Okay, now we're going to go on to the lowercase b's. So if you're still working on your capital B's, then go press pause until you get those finished, okay? All right, so for the lowercase b, start at the top line and go to the bottom line like you're making a one. Go back up and around like that. So you're just doing the bottom bubble part, okay? Down, up, and around, 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 and down, up, and around, just like that. All right, let's get out our crayons. What color am I going to color this B? So many choices here. Well, let's see here. How about purple? Why not? So I'm going to color neatly, stay inside the lines. I tell you, you're going to be so proud of yourself when you do neat work because you're going to, when you're finished with this notebook or this workbook, you're going to have all these beautifully colored pages and neat work to show people. And that's a lot of work. You can show people and say, man, look at this. I did this entire workbook and I did my absolute best. And it's just going to be a total masterpiece, of course, because when you do your best, everything looks really good, doesn't it? Because, you know, maybe when you're like 3 or even 4, you were still scribbling because you were learning how to color, and that's okay, because when you're younger, you're learning. But boy, when you start kindergarten, it's time to not do that anymore, right? It's time to be big boys and girls and do our best work. So I'm going to trace these lines. That. Like that. And I'm going to cover these in there. These basketballs, I guess they do come in all colors. That's to show motion, like the basketball's rolling. Okay, and then I have a boy here. Or I guess it could be a girl with short hair. These girls wear baseball caps too. But on this picture, I know it's a boy because B is for boy. So that's what we do. Oops, I actually colored his neck blue. Oopsie, that happened. Okay, and then let's see, I'm going to color his cap green. And let's see, I'm going to color his jeans blue. I guess they could be any color though. Then I'm going to give him skin color, whatever shade you want to use. If you want to use like a peach color, or you can use a light brown. People have all different kind of colors of skin, don't they? So different shades. And then let's see if let's see what color to choose for the bike. This color. One of these days, Mrs. R wants to get a bike with a basket on the front. I saw someone riding a bike the other day and had a basket on the front. It was super cool. And I was like, oh man, that was the best bike ever. And I guess it was a little older lady. She was doing some shopping, which was kind of cool. She was riding her bike. It was in downtown Canis, which isn't really far from Ireland. But anyway, she was on her bike and she had a little basket, and she had went into this little store and got something. And she put her little package inside of her basket and off she went. So fun. She had the coolest bike ever. Okay. The tires are probably black. Usually tires are black, right? Sometimes I guess they're white. Just depends, but most tires I see are kind of black. So one of these days you might see Mrs. R riding down the road and with a bike with a basket. You never know. Okay, and then let's color the bear. Golden color. So now we need to turn over to the back side to page 2, and we have some work to do back here. So let's take a look. So it says, what color must have, oh, because I pressed really hard and then it came off from the other page. Okay, so number 1 says B, listen for the beginning sound. If it has a b, 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 b at the beginning, then we're going to what? What do we do if it has the b sound? We're going to circle it, okay? So all of these pictures are going to start with B, but we're going to circle each one after we say it. So bat. Bat says B. Ready? Here we go. Then bus. Bus has B in the beginning of the word, doesn't it? Ball. B, 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 ball. Ball. Okay. Now, this time we're going to listen for the ending sound. All right. So web. Web. Sub. Sub. Tub. Tub. There we go. Okay. All right. So you're going to color the pictures after we're done later. If you want to come back and color those, that would be great. Okay. So for now, we're done with our Backpack Bear notebook, so you can put that away, and you need to get out your October writing journal that looks like this. Okay, so go ahead and get that. And if you need to leave the table to go get that, then go ahead and push pause. All right, so looks like we're on the last page already. Oh my, we have been writing up a storm, you guys. Look at all that we've done. Whew. Okay, so down here in the book it says, let me make this bigger so you can see the bottom pictures. In the fall, I like to, and they have hayride, pumpkins, scarecrow, sunflowers, leaves. Let's see. So what kind of thing could say? In the fall, I like to, you could say, go on a hayride. I like to pick pumpkins. I like to make scarecrows. I like to pick sunflowers, or I like to jump in leaves. I think I'm going to say pick pumpkins, because I love the pumpkin patch. And for those of you that got to go to the pumpkin patch a couple of weeks ago, oh, I wish I could have been there with you guys. It was such a beautiful day, and I saw all the pictures. It looked so wonderful. Okay. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a picture of a pumpkin up here. Okay, so I'm going to draw, I think I'm going to make my pumpkin kind of more oval shaped. Yeah. Because pumpkins come in all shapes and sizes. Some are tall and skinny, some are short and round, some are oval shaped, and then I'm going to put the stem on like that. And then sometimes it has these little vines on it still. And then these are called the ribs on the pumpkin. Oops. And you can just make them coming down like that to the bottom. And then I'm going to make the ground, of course, because they don't float in the air. All right, and so let me go ahead and color in my pumpkin. Now, of course, you don't have to do pumpkin. It depends on what you like. So you can pick any of these things on the bottom. Just make sure you circle it, and then you can underline the word to help you remember when we're doing our writing later. Okay. Oh, wait, is this the right orange? This is a color I want the bright one. Okay, so first I'm going to start off by tracing. When you trace your lines, something awesome happens. For some reason for me, maybe not for you, I don't know, but I don't color outside the lines when I trace. And it kind of makes a cool color too. So I'm going to go ahead and color on the inside. And I'm going to leave a little space in the center because I'm going to color my pumpkin. I'm going to put two colors on it. Have you ever seen pumpkins that have multicolors? I have, and they're super cool. They have the coolest pumpkins now, you guys. When I was a kid, the only kind of pumpkins you could get were the orange pumpkins. Now, when you go to the store, man, they've got like green with orange and yellow. They've got reddish colored pumpkins, yellow pumpkins, bluish pumpkins, gray pumpkins, pink pumpkins. It's just like so many choices. It's so cool. All right. So I'm going to add some yellow here. Nice and bright. Pumpkins come in all these different cool colors. You can have like the coolest pumpkins. house. It's kind of fun. It's something a little different. All right, so I'm going to color my stem brown. Well, actually, I think I'm going to color it green because if I just picked it, the stem would still be green. Sometimes they are. Green. And these are the little vines. Come off. And then, of course, I'm going to color the ground. This. Okay. And then maybe I'll put in a sky too. Maybe light blue like this. There. That's nice and colorful, isn't it? Okay, so if you're not done with your picture, whatever you decided that you wanted to draw, go ahead and push pause, and then you can come back when you're done. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and trace this in the fall, comma, that's called a comma. It means you take a breath, you take a pause. Like instead of reading in the fall, I like to, you right here, when you see a comma, you read it like this. In the fall, I like to. So do you notice how I took a pause? I just took a little pause before I started reading again. I like to. All right, so let's read what this says so far. Get your pointer finger. In the fall, I like to, here's my word again here, pumpkins. So I'm going to go to the next line and say pick pumpkins. What letter makes the p sound? P, I, 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 I. CK makes the k sound in pick. Pick, and then I need a finger space. And then down here, it shows you how to write the word pumpkins. P, U, M, P, K, I, N, X. Now, does anybody know or remember what we're supposed to put at the end of our sentence? Remember that little punctuation mark we talked about before? Called a period, okay? So let's go ahead and read what Mrs. R has written so far. In the fall, I like to pick pumpkins. I sure do. I love to pick pumpkins. I'm sure you guys do too. All right, so if you're still working on your sentence, just go ahead and finish that and then press pause and then come back and join Mrs. R when you're done. All righty, so let's go back up here and let's see. I can use a capital letter, and we did at the beginning of our sentence, so check that off. Used finger spaces, we absolutely did. We sounded out pick, didn't we? Sounded out words. We used a period at the end of our sentence right there. And of course, we drew a picture like we always do. Great job, everybody. You guys are becoming such amazing writers. Just imagine, it's like the beginning of the school year, what kind of writing you guys are going to do when it's towards the end of the year. I am just so impressed with all the work you're doing. You are working so hard, and it is amazing to Mrs. R. And I'm very proud of you. All right, so let's go ahead and close our books. Now, if you're still working on this, go ahead and finish this and then just press pause. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and put that away and stop sharing. All right, so again, I am proud of all the work you're doing. I know that sometimes it's hard that you don't get to see your friends and you don't get to be at school. But you know, I know that you're working really hard for your moms and dads, and just keep up the great work. I hope you have a great day. Mrs. R misses you as always, and I will see you all very soon. Bye-bye.